about 20 seconds behind when I go this way. That's the only thing of note.
Okay.
So when you see people commenting and you're like, whoa, that was a little while ago.
Totally fine.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Step into the Portal. My name is the Brandt, and joining me is...
Hey, guys. Steve here from One Stop Coop Shop.
Yeah, so it's another Steve. So this channel is loaded with Brian's and Steve's and Brandt. But yeah, you can find Steve on the One Stop Co-op Shop channel, specifically the live, right? There's the regular channel and also the live streaming channel. Go ahead and tell people about that.
Yeah, we've grown quite a bit. So there's 6 of us contributing. So wound up separating it out so that we have, because I think it's mostly Peter and I on the stream channel. We do live content there.
Yeah.
But we do contribute a little bit to the main channel, which you guys have probably seen if you're familiar with the content. But yeah, there's a lot of us. There's a lot of content coming every week. So.
And then Peter and Mike are designers as well, right? So people may have played some of their games.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Nice.
Yep.
Awesome, Steve. Well, thanks for joining me. You're going to be the expert in the room here.
Oh, man.
Going through some Lord of the Rings. So, yeah, thanks for joining me. I really like Lord of the Rings. In fact, I would say not quite 10 years ago when the game came out, but maybe somewhere around 2013, it would have been in my top 10 games of all time.
Sure.
I loved this game. I played it a ton. And collected and played through a bunch. And then at some point, it was just, I'm going to set it aside for a while. And then when Champions came out, I almost went back because I love Marvel Champions so much. People from the channel will be familiar with all the Champions content we have. And so I really wanted to play, and the revised core came out, but there's so many channels doing the revised core, which I think is great because it's absolutely where people should go to find out about this game. But I was like, I want to do something different from what people are doing. So I got you on here, somebody who's kind of a veteran playing the game and trying to channel my play from a little while ago and see if we can kind of put together, like, we've got built decks with cards from, most of the sets, would you say?
Yeah, all over the place, for sure.
Yeah. And we're going to play this pack that came out. So if you buy the revised core, then you can buy this one, which I believe originally came out in the collector's edition that was pretty limited.
That's correct.
But they added 2 more scenarios. And then what they did was, originally Lord of the Rings did not have a campaign, and they have now put a campaign into the revised core that finishes with these 2 scenarios. So you can actually play the campaign. I considered doing it, but I just decided we don't need to add campaign. But the campaign play is kind of neat in that it gives you a little extra story, sometimes like a timer, and then it gives you a boon card that you add, and then it puts a burden card into the deck. It does lots of different things, but in general, I find that that's what the campaigns mostly do.
Yeah, that's pretty much what they do. There might be a few other things that happen, but it's pretty rare. Like, you might have to keep track of some thematic things that came on, like how many people might have got past a gate, for example. But,
right. Yeah.
Yeah, generally it's boons and burdens, like you said. So
nice. So yeah, I figured we'd play through the Oath tonight. We can't do 2 because I'm a teacher. We've lost an hour of sleep, and I need to get to bed. People will actually know. It's funny. I tend to stream several times at night, but like, I am a total morning person. So it's funny, but games are basically what keep me awake. My mind moving, focusing on games. If you put me in front of a movie right now, I'd be out in 5 minutes. So, yeah. So thanks everybody for joining. I think we'll hop in. Is there anything else we should let people know? No. I guess I should say, so if you want to learn how to play the game, there are many channels that have done it. I did a full playthrough of the Dwarven cycle. I may have stopped a little early. I had to move my whole camera setup then, and I can't remember if I actually finished. I think I did that in 2020. So people can go back on the channel. In the very first episode of that, I taught the game incomplete, went through everything as I played. But there's lots of good ones. If you go to the One Stop Co-op Shop streaming channel, Steve, you were in the game, right? Steve, Terrence, and Peter played a game with the revised core. You might have done Journey on Anduin or something like that.
What do we? Yes, that's correct. We did that one most recently. Correct.
So you can see that one, and they taught their way through the game and those kind of things. So there's lots of places to go. Search that. I wish I knew like the video. Does Cardboard of the Rings have like a primer video on how to play? Or
I think they do. They would probably be the first source I'd recommend. They do excellent work.
So I'm totally cool with that. Like, if you're trying to learn the game and you want a video for that, there are channels to do that. If there seems to be a ton of people like show me, and then I will happily do one on here. But I feel like they exist already. And I didn't pick up that revised core because I own all those cards.
Mhm.
I was thinking about trying to pick up some of those new starter decks just to kind of open them and show them off. That's a little bit lower of a price point for me to purchase, because I think they're pretty neat. In fact, my other deck that I have built is a Sylvan deck that is extremely similar to the Sylvan deck that just released on Friday.
Yeah, I've noticed that too with those decks that they released. I have decks in my I use Rings DBs, or excellent website for building decks and finding strategy, all that fun stuff. But I have decks stored on there that are very similar to the ones that they released with that. And I mean, those are really fun decks for sure. The Civil one in particular is one that a lot of people like.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. It makes
Mm-hmm.
sense, and whatnot. Cool. Hello to people watching. We were chatting here, but we'll also say hello. Hello, Ryan. Hello, Michael. Thanks for joining. DR Brombe is now going right through the LCGs, which is cool, and whatnot. Yeah, it's kind of interesting to see the LCG model, the TCG model. There's actually Team Covenant podcast, the Covenant Cast. Their episode this week was really good, just talking about how like TCGs for competitive play make so much more sense, and the LCGs have fallen to the cooperative and make perfect sense cooperative. So
Sure.
that works perfect for your channel.
It does. It does. We all loved LCGs. I know we give each other a hard time about like which one's the best one, but honestly, they're all great.
Yeah.
All of them. So
Awesome. All right. Well, I'm going to go down to my table here. I'm not as cool as Steve. You can actually see little mini Steve in the corner there on his, which is cool. But I've got mine here, and you've got an awesome playmat. I actually removed my Champions playmat because it seemed a little weird, and I've got this hardwood table here that's a little beat up. The kids have done coloring and whatnot on this table, but it's my old trusty table. So.
But I can't compete with that rubber duck though, man. I mean, you've got me beat with that.
So this is Quackalope. Do you know Jesse from Quackalope?
I do know Jesse, yes.
Yeah. So this is what you get. This is his business card when you meet him. And I actually couldn't find my first player token, so I was like, well, I know where the duck is from Quackalope. So
that
if you haven't
works.
seen Quackalope's channel, you can go check him out. He's got a channel like Quack and Co with Alex Radcliffe, and then Alex Radcliffe has Board Game Co. So you can check out all their channels. They're great. So we'll use this as our first player marker. It's a little silly, but we'll go for it.
I love it.
Here. All right. So this first quest is called The Oath, and it comes in this. So this is the package here that I was showing, which comes with 2 quests, campaign, burden cards, and it also comes with these references. So I will try to talk through the 7 phases. I feel like of all the LCGs, you can correct me here, Steve, this one's the most intricate.
Yes.
It's the most on the edge of a knife, and I know that's even a term from the Lord of the Rings series, but like it really is. It's very much like follow this flow. The phases are very important. You have action windows all the time. There are certain things that have to resolve, but then before you quest, you have an action window. Before you defend, you have an action window, right? And it's very key that you have all those down. So it does take time. You will make mistakes learning this game.
Very true.
But it's very rewarding once you get it. Also, it really captures the theme that I find so much in Lord of the Rings, which is survive and move on, survive and move on. It's not necessarily about toppling everything and being the strongest or being heroic or overcoming your personal mental issues with the, fell the big gods, the elder gods and everything. It's much more survive and move on. Would you say that's generally how this game works?
I would agree with that for sure.
All right, cool. So I feel pretty good in my assessment here. All right. We haven't even played. Ryan says we haven't even played yet, and he wants to play this already.
Excellent answer.
Michael says that he played the old Decipher Lord of the Rings. That is a phenomenal game. In fact, I was trying to design a game, and I wanted to use that system. Have you played that old Decipher Lord of the Rings?
I have not. Is this one like the trading card game version, like a long time ago, or?
Yeah. So what's interesting is you can play multiplayer. It's kind of 2-player, but you can certainly play multiplayer, and you're trying to quest along 9 sites. Yeah. Whoever gets through all 9 sites first wins. And on your turn, you can play any cards you want. And you just play them, and they have a cost. But instead of spending the cost, you put the cost into a shadow pool. And then the other players go around spending the shadow pool to put enemies and upgrades and events against you. So the
Mhm.
more allies and weapons you add to your fellowship, the more danger you increase, which is just an amazing mechanism. It's so cool to just know I can play anything in my hand. And then you also have like your cards, you have your fellowship cards and your shadow cards mixed in one hand. It's really neat. So I highly recommend it. All right. I guess I'll do some reading. What do you say?
Let's do it.
All right. That's what's nice about this. It has a good story that goes with it as well. So this one is called The Oath. It is the 4th in the campaign, but I really don't think you have to know all of them to understand what's happening. So
yeah.
All right. After a brief stay in Lorien, the heroes were on their way back to Thranduil with news of a recent ordeal in Dol Guldur. They had just crossed the Anduin River when they saw smoke billowing up from the eaves of Mirkwood. They followed the black plumes to the remains of a woodman village. Dead bodies lay strewn among the blackened wreck of a woodman village. Some had black feathered arrows striking from their backs. Others were cruelly hewn. "This is orc work," cursed one of the heroes. "It was goblins did this," a raspy voice came from one of the figures on the ground. It was a woodman with an arrow in his back. He struggled to lift his head. "They took our families," he groaned. "You must rescue them." The woodman's eyes pleaded with the heroes, even as his strength failed him. One of the companions knelt at his side and spoke. "We will find your people and rescue them if we can, or avenge them if we cannot. You have my word." The injured man nodded and exhaled his last breath. Wasting no time, the heroes searched for the sign of the goblin's trail. It was easy enough to find, a heavy trampling that led deeper into the forest. The heroes drew their weapons and followed the trail into the woods. So then it will tell you the 2 encounter sets. One of them is kind of the main set that has the quests and everything. And what are these? These are just called encounter sets?
Yeah, encounter sets. You got it.
Cool. So there's no, there's so much champions on the channel. There's no standard set. So what is
Correct.
nice as you sort these cards, you can kind of keep a cycle together, and then in the back, all the encounters, and you can just kind of grab and go. It's a lot easier to build these decks, I would say.
Yeah, in fact, some people were on Man vs. Meeple, Jeremy, I'm pretty sure at least at one point he was buying multiple copies of the encounter sets so that he could just have it already assembled, which was pretty crazy. But hey,
I feel like I'm going to be in trouble just for the fact that my encounter cards are not sleeved for this game. I sleeved all my character cards, but I never sleeved my encounter. I didn't sleeve my encounter cards in this case. So
I think that's pretty common though, honestly, because you don't use the encounter cards nearly as much as the player cards.
Right. So all right, so you get to start with 3 heroes. So I am Sam, Mary, and Pippin. Those are my 3, and they are leadership, leadership, tactics, and lore. What are you playing with there, Steve?
I am playing with Aragorn as one of mine. So he is a lore character. He's kind of interesting. He's got a refresh action that says reduce your threat to your starting threat. Once per game. So this is kind of interesting. Let me reset my threat once per game because I'm going to be starting a high threat here. And then the one that's this whole deck's based around is Elfhelm. So I asked our Discord, and they said they want to see horses, and so this is the fun one. Rohan's got warrior. So each spirit hero with an attached mount will get +1 willpower. Each tactics hero with an attached mount gets +1 attack, and then each leadership hero with an attached mount gets +1 defense.
Okay.
So I'm hopefully going to share some fun mounts around, and we'll boost our heroes up for some funness.
Excellent.
And the last one I have is Amarthair, or I'll just call him Marty. So he's 1/3/3 stat line, and the interesting about him is when I'm engaged with at least one enemy, he gains the tactics resource icon. So then he can be 2 colors, and then if I engage with at least 2 enemies, I can get an additional resource with him. So
nice, awesome. So we start by drawing up. It is 6 cards, correct?
6 cards in mulligan. Yep.
6 cards, and then the mulligan is you can reshuffle everything and draw again. Is that correct?
You're correct.
All right. So I have my Legolas and Boromir, but they are very expensive. So I think that I'm going to try again.
Yeah, I mulliganed. I'm looking for one particular card. I did not get it in my starting hand, so hopefully I draw into it soon. But I do have a good start, so I'm pretty happy with it.
I did not give the stat lines on my hobbits. We will say that they are not impressive stat lines.
It's normal.
But the intent of the hobbits is to avoid. They hide, and then they muster great courage when they fight things significantly stronger than them. Is kind of the idea. So my threat starts very low at 20, and you engage minions based on if their threat value is your level or higher, and then Pippin makes them all +3. So I want to then basically not fight things, or I want to pull one at a time. When I pull, Sam can ready and Mary can hit them for additional damage. Is kind of the idea.
Yep. And my deck is designed to engage the enemy, so hopefully it's a good complement. We'll see.
There you go. All right. Well, now I drew all events. So, but this is it because this is my mulligan. So there we go. I will be first player. So the first thing we do is the resource phase. We each hero gains a resource, and we draw a card. I did draw my Steward of Gondor.
Ooh, like that one.
So that is good. And then I have a lot of events here, which I will just go over as I play them. Perhaps remind me that I have this halfling determination when I forget.
Fair enough. That's easy to forget.
I can give them one. I can pay one to give a hobbit +2 to their stats. So all their stats, which is definitely an important card.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now that is the resource. Let me talk through the phases just really fast, even though I said I wouldn't full teach. So the resource phase is there. Then the planning phase is when we play cards, attachments, and things. The quest phase is when we exhaust to decide to go on the quest, and we basically have to overcome shadow. And then we each draw an encounter card and add it to the staging area, which is up here. Then we can travel to one of these locations, which are kind of these brown locations, which pulls them out of the staging area. Generally, they give us a negative effect, but we don't have to quest through them because we're currently in them. And as we quest, we can remove those from the deck or from play. Then after we travel, we encounter. So we figure out what enemies are going to come and fight us. We can each optionally engage one, and then ones that we're forced to engage happen. And then the combat phase, we first defend, and then we are allowed to attack. And then finally, the refresh phase is when we ready everything, increase our shadow by 1, and there are specific refresh actions. So you have to pay attention to actions that say they are specifically like a refresh action or a quest action. But it's not bad when you know those 7. Like you can't flow through a turn without talking through the turn is basically the idea, right?
Exactly. Before you get too far into it, you might want to read the quest and flip it over to side B.
Yep, absolutely will. Thank you. So this one's called After the Raid, and this is 1A. It says, marauding goblins have raided a woodman village on the eaves of Mirkwood Forest. The goblins killed the guards and took many of the villagers captive. Those left behind beg you to rescue their loved ones. So that's essentially a TLDR in what I just read.
Mm-hmm.
Search the encounter deck for 1 copy of the Eaves of Mirkwood and a goblin troop. Set the Eaves of Mirkwood into the staging area, and the goblin troop gets set aside, which means usually it'll come back later. Shuffle the encounter deck, which I already did. And then this side says, you swear an oath to the survivors that you will rescue the captured woodmen and bring justice to the goblins who attack them. Then you enter Mirkwood Forest to find their trail. So this has a 9 quest value on it. So once we get 9 quest tokens on there, we will move to the next quest, which is our goal. Getting through these 3 quests is how we win. All right. So now we're to the planning phase, which I have to play all of my upgrades. Then you play all of yours, correct?
Yes.
All right. I played a bunch of solo games in the last month, but I haven't played 2-player. So that's where I just have to make sure I get those.
And oftentimes in planning phase, it doesn't really matter multiplayer. You normally can go simultaneous for the most part.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I have nothing because all of mine are events that don't pertain. My Steward of Gondor will come out next turn.
Okay. Do we need more willpower questing now, or do we need more?
I mean, I have 7.
You have 7. Okay. Wow.
So I don't think it's too bad.
No, that's quite good. Trying to figure out if I boost. Okay. I'll wait a turn. I'll get the attack going, because I think with 7, if I don't quest, we have 2 threat up there right now, right? Are you likely to quest with everyone?
I think so. I mean, if a low minion comes out, you can pull. Sorry, I'm gonna say champions things, and I really
Totally
don't want
fine.
to. If a low enemy comes out, you could pull it, or yeah, would be the idea. Otherwise, if it's higher, I could pull it and block it with Sam, and then leave Mary next turn to kill it. So
No, I'll set something up. So based on what you just told me, I'm going to play a couple things. So first thing I'm going to play is Rohirrim. Rohirrim. So this is attached to a Dunedain hero. This is a mount. So this is a leadership card. So I need to spend 2 leadership resources for that. So I've got both Marty and Elfham to do that. If attached hero is Aragorn, which I'm definitely going to do, Aragorn gains the tactics icon. So now he'll be both green and red.
nice.
Response: after I optionally engage an enemy, exhaust Rohirrim and attach hero to declare that hero as an attacker and resolve the attack against the enemy. So let me attack first, which is pretty sweet. So I'll drop it on to Aragorn. I'll pay those 2 leadership resources. And then I am going to drop down Irith. So she only costs 0, which is really nice. Can't attack or defend. But as an action, I can spend 1 lower resource to exhaust her and heal 3 damage on any character. So get some healing on play. And then the last thing I'm going to do is make you happy. I'm going to play Fast Hitch.
Oh, nice.
Attached to a Hobbit character. I don't have any, but the nice thing about Lord of the Rings, I can play on your guys. So you get to Fast Hitch one of your guys. So let you exhaust this to ready the attached character.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how to proxy.
Sorry, I should have warned you.
So I'm going to slide a card under. I think Mary makes the most sense. So he could quest and still be able to attack.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's normally what I do too. I normally grab a card and slip it underneath as a blank one. But yeah, there you go. Okay. So I paid all my resources. I'm pretty good to go. So.
All right. So now we go to the quest phase. So I think I'm supposed to declare and then you declare, but again, I think we can kind of do it at the same time. So I'm going to quest for 7.
And we only have 2 out there, right? 2 threat?
Correct. We only have 2 shadows so far. And I'm going to use a die so that I can remember how much we quested for.
I've got a little indicators on my board here to help with that too, if that helps. So.
Oh, yeah, nice. Oh, yeah. You got a nice setup going on.
Thanks. Yeah, this was this came from the Cardboard of the Rings. They did they host events like Gen Con every year, and one they used to gave this mat, which is really useful keeping track of threat and willpower. So I use it all the time.
Nice.
Cool. So do I send one person? I'll send one. I'll send Elfhelm. So I had 2 more to that total.
All right. I'm going to try to track it here, but if you also track it that way on a turn, I forget.
No problem.
All right. So I get an encounter card. You get an encounter card. So then I flip. Are these called encounter cards?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay, great. I think I am correct. So this is a goblin runner. So it's going to go up here. And it has 1 shadow. So it's going to do 1 threat. And it has the surge keyword, which is our least favorite keyword in all
everyone
the
knows that one.
LCGs. So I have to draw and place a second card, and this is a Wild Wargs.
Boo.
So that one is tricky. After it engages you, discard the top card of the encounter deck. If it's a goblin, put it into play, engage with you. All right, and then your encounter card is going to be a great spider.
Okay.
What is your threat level?
Mine's at 32. So
okay, got it.
Probably taking everything.
All right. So so we quest for 9. We have 7 here. So that gives us 2.
Yes.
So I take 2 tokens. That's trying to get to 9. So that's the idea. By the way I do this, because I only have the original tokens, is once I get to 5, I put a resource token and then I reset. That's just my way of tracking that.
Yeah, that's fine. That works. I don't have the wargs. The wargs in the what set they in?
They are in the goblin. It's the side encounter. I don't know what it would be called.
Okay.
I only have symbols here. The goblins. It's just called the goblins.
Okay. I don't have that card, so I'll have to proxy that one.
All right.
Okay. No big deal.
So the nice part is that they become a a 3, a 23, a 31, and a 37. Unfortunately, the 31 doesn't get there because Pippin makes them all +3. So now, sorry, I should wait. Now we can choose to travel. So I assume we're going to go to this thing.
Yeah, I think we would.
Okay, encounter card effects cannot be canceled. I don't think we have too much of that.
I have a little bit of it, but I have to ramp up to it. I can't do it normally.
So we'll travel to this one. That's going to bring our threat up here down to 5, which is why we're going to travel to this. And then we have to quest 2. So if I am correct, you can't place quest tokens here until you clear this, right?
That's correct. It's a buffer. Yep.
Awesome. I want to ask you about side quests, but I'll wait until one of us puts one out.
I almost brought a side quest deck, so
yeah.
Pretty fun. Right.
So that is the travel phase. It's pretty much that simple. If there's already a location, the active location, and I don't remember the official setup from the rule book. I just always put the active location here below the quest. But people are going to have different setups. So this is the one I went with here. And then the encounter phase. So now we have to optionally engage one enemy. So I could pull one and Sam could block it if we want.
Yes, it is.
And then I could possibly kill it with Mary.
What are the threats of them?
23, 31, 37.
So the 37 is the one that's not going to engage. I could potentially take a couple of them, but it depends on if you feel comfortable managing one or not. Otherwise, I can deal with it.
I think I'm fine because with the fast. Oh, the other thing I can do. I'm sorry. Is I have, what is this card? Take no notice. So I could increase them all by 5 and we'd only have to deal with 1. But I don't know if that would be better on a turn where we might even have more we have to deal with.
These aren't too bad right now. I'd wait until our threats get higher because that's gonna be a problem later.
I think I agree with you there.
Yeah.
All right. I'm pretty happy to take this warg, other than I guess I get a second enemy.
Well, you
when
only
it engages me, if it's a goblin, I get another one.
Sorry, say that again.
When it engages me, I draw, and if this is a goblin, it engages me.
Oh, okay. If you want, I could take either of them, or maybe even both of them. So it's up to you.
I can kill one with Mary because with the fast hitch, he can ready.
Okay.
So I think I'll take one.
Okay.
I guess I'll take this one, which is going to end up dealing a damage to Sam. I'm going to get rid of these now. But, you can heal him?
Yeah, I got a healer on the board, so.
All right, so I'm going to engage this goblin runner, and you will engage this warg. And I'll put this over here.
What's the wording of the warg exactly?
After Wild Wargs engages you, discard the top card of the encounter deck. If it's a goblin enemy, put it into play engaged with you.
That's interesting. So I'm just trying to ask him because I have my worker ready to go. It says after you optionally engage an enemy, which I can do that right now with him. Exhaust this and attach hero to declare that hero as the attacker and resolve the attack. So I can attack him right now. But the question is, I forget what the order of operations is between the encounter set.
I would think because this is forced.
I think force effects happens. Yeah, I think it happens first.
All right, so we're going to draw that, and it is not a goblin, so all our fears are relieved.
Okay. Cool. So then I'm going to go ahead and trigger this. I'm going to exhaust this and Aragorn. Now, Aragorn normally only has 3 attack, but because of Elfhelm, he actually has to tax its resource, and because he has a mount, he actually has +1 to his attack. He actually has 4 attack. Perfect. So then I can do a 4 attack against that guy right now.
So the way the attack works is he exhausts. This has 1 defense, which blocks 1 damage, and then he has 3 health, and he's dead.
All right.
Perfect. Oh, I apologize. When I engage something with a higher cost than me, Sam readies and gains +1 to all his stats. So that is the way that Sam works. So he now has 2 defense. All right. So now we've done optional engagements. Now we would check to see if we have to do any other. This is a 37, so we don't have to worry about it. My fast hitch is basically an anytime action, right? As long as we're not in the middle of a window of resolving other things.
You got it.
And I also forgot in all that, I have a response on Pippin. When I optionally engage something with higher threat than me, I draw a card. which is part of the reason that I wanted to do it, because that's my card draw mechanism.
For sure.
All right, so then we put shadow cards out, so these can have effects on them. And he's going to attack, so I'm going to declare Sam as the defender. He has 2 defense. This thing attacks for 3, and I flip, and this has no shadow effect, so I'm just looking for the effect below here. Actually, the character itself has it on it, so you'd look for this thing kind of below this line. So he's going to attack for 3. Sam blocks 2, takes 1 damage. He has 3 health, so I'm okay. And then we can do attacks, right?
Yeah.
You would defend, and then I would attack. Do I have to attack first? Is that how it works?
Defending goes by first starting player. So you would defend first, then I would defend, and then you would get a chance to attack, then I would get a chance to attack.
Great. So Mary gets +1 attack for every hobbit I control, and I have 3. So he deals 1, 2, 3, and this is dead.
Awesome. Doing great so
So
far.
the hobbits are playing the way I wanted them to. Sneaky little hobbits. All right. I love the hobbits. I have played them forever.
They're really fun. They're really fun.
All right. Because it's like the courage mechanic, right? It's like be braver than you should be.
Right. Oh, before we continue, I do have something to point out. My Ireth card. She has an ability, action, spend a lower resource to exhaust her, then heal 3 points of damage on a character. Any player may trigger this action.
Okay, good. So if I take another damage, we could heal.
Well, you can spend, or you can take another damage too. But if you wanted to heal right now, you can spend your lower resource to heal. You don't have to. I'm just mentioning it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good question. I don't have too much because all these cards are free. I have this one that lets me draw cards, but I usually play that once I get another fast hitch out. So
Sure.
I guess I will spend it.
It's up to you.
Might as well heal.
Full health.
Yeah.
Excellent.
All right. So now we go to the refresh phase, and we ready. We increase our threat dials or shadow by 1. And if this gets to 50, that player is out of the game, correct?
You got it.
So that's what we don't want to do. And then we pass first player, and we start over.
Okay.
So we gain a resource. What do you have for resources? Do you have cool acrylic ones?
No, well, I do have like wooden ones, but they don't show up very well on camera, so I'm just using the basic ones.
All right. You're as cool as me then, is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, and that phase will move on. Are there ever resource phase actions? A handful, maybe?
Yes, there are some. Resourceful has one where it adds another resource to your whoever's attached to it. But they're pretty rare.
For the most part, not much to worry about. So we go to the planning phase. You are up to play cards.
Okay, I'm going to lay down Celebrian Stone. So this is attached to hero restricted. So restricted means they can each hero can only have up to two items that are restricted attached to them. So this is one restricted slot, and yeah, that one's fine. So I got one more slot on Aragorn. Aragorn gets +2 willpower, and then if attached hero is Aragorn, he also gets this spirit resource icon. So
nice.
He is now green, red, and blue.
And are those the 3 colors you're playing? You're only playing 2 colors, right?
I have all the colors in the deck, basically.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, it's a kind of a rainbow deck. Well, and the thing I want to do that is because of Elfheim, the more resources they have, the more boosts you get. Because right now, because he's red and blue, so he's going to get increase in willpower, increase in attack. Yep,
that's awesome.
So now he actually has 5 willpower by himself, which is really, really nice. But I'm also going to help you out. The one thing I like about this game, I like putting cards that can help other people out. So I'm going to lay down a Hobbit pony. So attached to a Hobbit hero, restricted. So this is restricted. So you might want to think about who you put it on.
Okay.
Unless you don't have an open slot that you're planning on.
No, that's fine.
Okay. Quest action. If the attached hero is not committed to the quest, you can exhaust Hobbit Pony and attach hero to commit attach hero to the quest. So basically, this will allow you to wait until the card flips and then commit to them at the end.
Ah.
But the important thing is this is a mount. So if you put it on a spirit, tactics, or leadership hero, they will get a boost in their stats.
Got it. It is interesting because I have the daggers to go on Mary.
Mm-hmm.
So if I put that on him, I could only play one dagger, but I only have one in my hand.
Are you planning to put stuff on Sam?
I am. But I mean, I don't have it now. I think I have a shield for him.
Okay.
And the other thing was the one that removes the shadow card.
Is that restricted? I can't remember.
Yeah, it is restricted. But I mean,
it's up to you. Otherwise, I can hang on to it for a while or not play it.
Can you remove restricted cards?
You can.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, because I feel like Sam readies. I'm trying to figure out who the best person. What do they get for a bonus stat?
Sam would get defense. Mary would get a attack, and Pippin won't get the boost because he's lower. So it'll just be one of the two of them, unless there's some way you can give Pippin a different resource icon. I will be able to later in the game.
Okay,
but not now.
I mean, it seems to make sense on Sam, but I'm wondering if I'm going to commit him with 3 willpower anyway.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but when you engage something, you ready him, then he can block, right? So you should be fine either way.
Yeah. But I like having the +1 defense.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll go ahead and put it on him.
Okay.
I may still use him, or I guess I can just wait. Is the
exactly.
nice part, right?
Exactly. And that is it for me. Yep.
Awesome. I'm going to put a dagger on Mary. It gives him +1 attack, which brings him to 4. But if he fights something with a higher engagement cost, then he gets +2. So he's a 5 attack, which is a pretty strong little hobbit.
That is awesome.
And then that cost me 1 resource. And by the way, we didn't say it, but you have to pay the resources of the color of the card. So I have to pay purple or leadership resources to play. This is probably one of the most famous cards in the game, would you say? Useful cards?
Yeah, it's probably the most powerful card in the game.
Yeah, probably. So Steward of Gondor, you pay 2, you attach it, and then every turn you can exhaust it to gain 2 resources. And of course, if you do what Steve is doing and give a hero multiple icons, then all of a sudden they can pay for any cards.
Right. And that includes, just to be clear, like this Hobbit Pony, it costs 0. But I still can't play it unless I have a spirit resource icon. So I wasn't able to pay for it until I got Celebrian Stone on Aragorn.
Got it. Perfect. All right, we are questing. There's only 2. I can do 7. I mean, I guess I could optionally wait on Sam.
Yeah, I'm going to send my 2 for now. I think I want to keep Aragorn ready. I need to find another card for him. So, yeah.
All right. I think I'm just all in again. I mean, I'm trying to figure out whether to use that Hobbit Pony thing. I don't know how much it matters.
Yeah, Rambe just mentioned about the Steward of Gondor that it pays for itself. The same round comes out, which is insane. So
yeah, that's where it's too good. Yeah, almost like if it cost 4, then it would come out. But hey, it's a high tempo card.
Exactly.
All right, so I'm just going to quest with everything for 7.
For 7. So we've got a total of 9, and then we have how much on there?
2.
2, just 2.
Yeah.
So up by 7. Sweet.
All right, and then you get a card, and I get a card. Mm-hmm. So your card is Goblin Trail. So this has 3 threat. It can be removed with 6. We have to take an encounter card to travel there. But when it leaves play, we add 6 to the quest. So kind of what we put on here goes on here. So be helpful. And then I get Abandoned Camp. After we travel here, we can discard the top card of our deck. If it's an ally, put it into play, which is amazing if it happens, but it's a little rare. And we have to discard an encounter card to go there and put it in the staging area. So that is a total of 7 threat. 2 + 3 + 2.
Yep. So we're at 7. So we're at +2 only, which is just enough we needed.
So 2 would go on this, which would
Yep.
clear it.
Yep.
We only have 1 enemy. So
Yep.
when we have our travel phase now, I feel like the Goblin Trail is the most sensible place to go.
Sure. Yeah, let's do that one.
Okay. So we will travel there. To travel there, we have to reveal the top card. So who actually reveals it?
It doesn't matter.
And we get another, no, so we get a forest gate, which is the first player can draw 2 cards when we travel there, which is kind of a nice bonus. Sometimes you get bonuses. All right, so now we have optional engagements. So we have this spider here. After it engages you, exhaust a character you control.
And he has 1 defense and 3 hit points. Yeah.
Yep.
I can easily take him.
Okay.
Unless you need to engage something for tricks.
I mean, if I engage him, I draw a card, I ready. I don't know when the readying happens. After this one's forced, so I would have nobody to exhaust.
Correct.
Then I would ready Sam. I can take the 3 because you gave me +1 defense.
Yep.
And then Mary can ready and kill him.
Yep. If you,
So
if
I
it
think
helps
I
you,
might as well do it, right?
Yeah, my Aragorn can attack him before he gets a chance of attacking. So, but it doesn't matter to me. So
I'll
if you
do
want
it
to
for
take him out, go ahead.
tricks. So I'm going to option engage him. Pippin lets me draw a card, which is Gandalf.
Yeah.
Which is the other most powerful card in the game, I would say.
Definitely.
Do you usually put 3 of in your deck?
No, I actually don't normally play with him very often.
Okay,
I play with him if I don't have a good threat reduction option, like certain colors that it struggles with, then he's really good for that. But it depends.
Yeah, reduce your threat. Yep, that's definitely. I was thinking here too. All right, so he would make me exhaust somebody, but everybody was exhausted. Then Sam responds and ready, so he's +1 from the kind of the pony because of who is it, Elfheim?
Yeah, Elfheim. Yep.
So he's got that, and he gets +1 from himself. So he is a 3. We give this spider a shadow card, which has no effect. Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I didn't exhaust to block, but we knew I was doing it. Then I will ready Mary during the attack phase with the hitch that you gave me. And he attacks for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he slaughters the spider.
Sweet. Nice job.
Yeah, this deck seems to be working. And his ability is if somebody attacks something with him, he readies that other person.
There's some really fun shenanigans with that.
Yeah. Oh, I love how they made them. Well, I don't have to keep repeating it. I've said it too many times.
Excellent.
But there's definitely really good what are they called? Tribal builds in this game.
Yes.
Like that is what this game does better than any of the other LCGs, I would say.
I would agree with that.
Mm-hmm. All right, that is that. So that's the end of the combat phase, refresh phase. So I will say, Steve, one of the things I'm notoriously bad at is I'm so focused on my table and you are off to the right. So if you're pointing or showing me things, I have to remember I do so many things audibly.
No problem. No problem.
So I'm just listening. So sometimes I have to remember, hey, it's Cardboard of the Rings. Welcome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And Brombay's here. Maurice, I think I said hi to all these people. Brian's Basement. That is Brian, who plays Marvel Champions with us. Mm-hmm. So he plays with us on our channel and whatnot. All right, so everything readies, and I don't remember if I just drew a card, but Gandalf's my last card, so I don't think I did. So we go to that phase. My threat is now 22.
I'm at 34.
And I will draw a card, and I got a fast hitch.
Nice.
You've got a fast hitch.
You never have too many fast hitches in this game.
There it is. All right, so then it goes to my planning phase. So I will fast hitch. I guess Sam, because then he can double block, right?
Sorry, I'm chuckling because COTR is a nice playmat. Yes, you guys are awesome. This playmat is amazing. I use it all the time.
Yeah, how can I get one of those playmats, Cardboard of the Rings? I want one of those playmats. Look at me, I'm streaming. All right, I will use my Steward of Gondor to gain. Is there any reason to not use Steward of Gondor immediately?
No, not in this game.
Okay.
Nope. Have fun.
And I have a Gandalf now.
Ooh.
So there is that option. But the other thing I do have, which actually I think you were helping with this a little bit, is I have this parting gifts, so I can move resources from Sam to one of my other heroes.
I actually think
can
it's
allow
any
me to-
hero, right?
It could be your heroes as well.
Yeah.
So I don't think we need Gandalf right now. I feel like he's going to do better when our threat starts getting higher.
Yeah, you can hang it to him.
So I think I'll just wait and see, because if I draw like Boromir, or I think I have Boromir, Gimli, and Legolas in here because I figured why not? Or if you end up needing resources, I can pass them to you.
I mean, I could definitely use them, but I don't need them, so I'm okay.
It's your call.
Nah, you're fine.
That is it for me then.
I am going to be boring and not do anything this turn, but I'll do a bunch next turn. So
Boring. So your software helps you to zoom in and out like that too?
Yes, I set that up. Yep.
That's awesome. I'm going to have to pick your brain about that.
We can anytime. Let me know.
All right. Sounds good. All right. It is on to questing. I'm still 7. I'm all in.
I feel like I should quest with Aragorn. Do we need? Well, what do we have out there now? I forget. We have
4 out there, but there's 6 on this.
Yeah, I feel like it's in Aragorn. Means I can't do my free attack. But you're doing an awesome job attacking and killing stuff, so maybe I don't need to worry about it.
It is funny that I think you messaged me and were like, what do you need? And I was like, damage. And then I have blocked and killed everything. So
yeah, not complaining.
I'll take it.
Okay, so yes, I will quest with Aragorn. So he has 5 by himself. So
Aragorn has 5?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So 5 plus you sent 7, so up to 12. 12,
Yep.
and we get 4 out there now. I like it.
Awesome. So Cardboard of the Ring says you can't tell us what the Patreon swag is, but it is a really nice playmat. So that's definitely awesome. So go check out Cardboard of the Rings if you haven't seen them. Both a podcast and a channel. They did a live Q&A a little while ago that I watched. And check out their Patreon for some cool Lord of the Rings swag.
They do awesome work. All those guys are amazing.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so that is 12. I get an encounter card. You get an encounter card.
Do I have to? I'm just kidding.
So mine is Doomed 1, which I believe means everybody adds a threat.
You got it.
And then when revealed, each player must choose either raise your threat by 1 for each questing character or discard a questing character. Well, I will raise my threat.
Oof. Looks like I only have 1, but yeah, you sent 3 guys. Yikes.
Yeah. Well, I have Gandalf to reset that if I need to.
Sure.
Okay. And your card is a Goblin Runners who has everybody's favorite word, Surge. And this one is, I should read what these are, Surprising Speed. When revealed, each player returns 1 enemy engaged with them to the staging area. If no enemy was returned, then Surprising Speed gains Surged and Doomed 1. So we're adding another one. Looks like you're going to be using that Aragorn ability soon.
Yep.
And we get a Goblin Sniper who is 48, so he's going to stay out there for a while, but he deals 1 damage to the first player every turn at the end of the combat phase.
Yeah, he's nasty.
So he's rough. All right.
And you can't optionally engage him too, unless if there's any other creatures in play.
Yeah.
Sorry, that are in the staging area. So.
But if I pull him, then you could pull him?
Yes, correct.
Is it that simple? So it's not tragic.
No, it's not.
But no, it's definitely annoying. Which is cool theme, right? To like actually make him a sniper. Make him difficult to get to. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7. We have +4. Wait, 12. Yeah.
Man, Cardboard of the Rings, I couldn't give enough Hobbit love. I'm a little over the top, I have to admit. But it's just always been my favorite deck. And I just haven't played Lord of the Rings in a while because I've been playing so much Marvel Champions. But it really is fun. All right, you said 5?
Yep, we got 5, +5.
So 5 go on this Goblin Trail. Unfortunately, we're 1 short of clearing that.
Unfortunately.
So we can't travel to another location. All right, so now we go to travel, which we skip, and now we go to encounter phase, so we can do optional engagements. I can take that runner. He's not an issue.
Yeah, if you take the runner, I can take the sniper. It's fine.
So I draw a card and I ready Sam. And you're going to take the sniper?
Yep.
Do you get any shenanigans?
I don't have shenanigans, unfortunately. Aragorn's tapped out.
All right. So then they each get shadow cards. And then he's going to attack. I'm going to block with Sam, who is 3. And it's got nothing on it.
Nice.
So that is nothing there. And then what are you doing on your side? He attacks for 2.
I will block with Marty. Yeah, he's got 3 defense. Let's try Marty.
Oop, I didn't realize I was putting this off camera. All right, deal 1 damage to a character you control.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's not too bad.
Okay.
Quick, I'll mention if you don't block, then the enemy deals damage straight through. Depending on the quest, there tend to be some quests where heavily they'll say if it's undefended, additional damage gets dealt, and then you have to put it on a hero, correct?
Single hero, correct.
A single hero, and it goes through their defense, so it can get pretty punishing pretty fast.
Exactly.
All right. So you don't have any ranged, correct?
Not yet. Maybe next turn.
So I will use my fast hitch. And I will ready Mary, and I will take down this goblin runner.
Nice job. And I have Elfhelm. He's got 2 attack. The sniper has 0 defense and 2 health, so that should take him out.
Perfect. Done.
No, COTR. Don't choose Irith. No.
What is it?
He says, who should get the damage? Irith only has 1 hit point.
Oh, gotcha.
So, yeah.
Oh, is that one of the heroes?
No, that's one of the allies, the free allies. So she's
gotcha.
She's an excellent healer, but she is.
Oh, she's your character. I apologize.
Yeah, she might get her. Yeah, I'm like, no, don't kill her off. Not the healer. So.
But you can't choose an ally, correct?
When
you take undefended damage.
No. Oh, sorry. It's talking about these shadows.
Oh, he was talking about the 1 damage. Got it.
Yeah.
All right. So Mary is exhausted. So I could ready Sam with my fast hitch, which if I had 1 more fast hitch, I would. Because I could play, although I do have a hand limit, correct? 8 cards?
Nope, no hand limit.
Oh, there's no hand limit. So this allows me to exhaust 2 characters and draw 5 cards, which is eventually what I'm trying to do. That's my main draw mechanic. But I have no shortage of cards, so.
Yeah, you're doing great.
I am good. I even have this one that lets me draw, and then discard, but I don't really have anything I want to discard, so I'm waiting until I get a card that I'm like, oh, I don't need that anymore.
Sure.
All right, that is that. So we add 1 to our threat and ready.
38. Getting up there.
Yeah. And passes over to you. Everybody gains a resource. I'm going to use Steward of Gondor. Can you do actions on other people's parts of their phases? Okay.
Yes, you can.
So I'll just make that easy and use that.
Yep.
I do notice it gets a little messy with all the attachments, especially trying to stream it.
It does. It gets crazy sometimes. Ooh, tough call. What do I play? I'll play both. In the resource phrase, so after they ready, you play Peace and Dot. That's correct. That's a good call. So COTR is of course correct on this one. So refresh phrase, the first thing you do is you ready everything, and then you have an action window to play your Peace and Dot.
Oh, got it.
So you could do that, but then use your fast hitches to ready both of them. But then your fast hitches would be expired for the next round, of course.
Got it.
So.
Oh, so I couldn't have them readied going into the resource phase and then get a free ready.
Not without the fast hitches.
Gotcha. So there
Correct.
is a payment. Oh, that does make sense. Thank you for that correction.
Yep. Okay, so let me see. I think we'll do. Let's lay down some firepower. I'm gonna lay down Fornos Bowman. This will be 3 tactics, which Aragorn has read, so I'll use his resource for that. And this is ranged. Here you go. He gets +1 attack for each enemy engaged with me. So more enemies I have, the stronger he gets. And then likewise, I will also spend 3 resources to play Guardian of Honor. So this is the equivalent of him. Sentinel. He gets +1 defense for each enemy engaged with me. Okay.
Nice.
Get some guys out there. And I'm done for now.
All right. I mean, I could put Gandalf down to help us quest, but it doesn't feel like the best way to go. But I guess it pushes us through, right?
Could. I think we might be okay. I can give one of you guys the spirit resource just to give him a boost in willpower. Actually, it would only be Sam, but it's probably not worth it. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could play this Hobbit. I have these cards; they feel better than just questing with them. You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
But I mean, I've got 2 of these unseen strikes for Mary, so it's not like Mary doesn't have damage.
Oh wow, he's ready to go.
Yeah, he's loaded for bear. So, all right. So I guess we'll just try one more and see where we get here. You commit first.
I don't think we need a lot because we're gonna pop that location pretty quick.
Yeah.
And there's nothing. Well, how much is out there again? Remind me. Is it 4?
There's 4 out there. Yeah.
4 out there now. And you're probably gonna send most people.
I'm all in. Yeah.
All in. Yeah. You can kill everything. I'm gonna send Aragorn again for 5. So let's do that.
Yeah. That is 12.
So 12 again. 12 to 4.
A little duck here.
Okay.
All right. Your encounter card is another Goblin Sniper.
Wow.
And mine is each enemy and each location currently in the staging area gets +1. So that's essentially a 3. So it's 9 to our 12.
Correct. Drop by 3.
So we had 3. We had 1 here, which pops this and places the 6 here. And then that goes to 8. So then I would add 2 more, right? I add them all simultaneously, I assume.
Correct.
Yep. So now this is over 9, right? Then I would check, and this is at 10. So we immediately progress.
Yep. Just one quick thing. Goblin Trail actually has victory points on it.
So it goes out into the victory display, meaning it's essentially out of the game.
Exactly.
Thanks. All right, so we surpass this and we go to quest 2A, Mirkwood Forest. Ha, you thought you were in the forest, but you weren't even there yet. The Goblin's Trail leads you deeper into the dark forest of Mirkwood. The enemy has a significant lead, but the sign of their passing is easy to follow. You may yet overtake them if you press on. So this one has a quest of 12. When revealed, each player searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a forest location and adds it to the staging area. Shuffle the encounter deck. This stage cannot be defeated unless at least 1 copy of Goblin Trail is in the victory display, and it is.
Woo-hoo.
So we're good.
Yep.
So we just need to get to 12, and then we each search for a forest location.
Correct.
All right, and I'm better to take them from the discard pile?
It doesn't matter a whole lot, but this one, it's important to know you add it to the staging area, you don't reveal it. So a lot of times they have reveal effects. You would ignore any of those reveal effects.
Okay. There are 3 here. I could dig through the deck. This one is X, where X is the number of locations in the staging area. That's a little tricky.
Nope. Nope. Not now.
This one, we can't do effects, and there's another Goblin Trail.
Forest Gate isn't bad. Eves of Mirkwood isn't bad. I might lean towards those.
Okay. And here is another Forest Gate. So we'll go with those.
Yeah, really important for the end game scoring. Yes, exactly. Wait, does end game scoring? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're crushing it. We're at 3 points.
All right. Actually, it's pretty funny because they like the Balrog. He's got like one of his versions has an insane number of victory points, but he's obviously really hard to defeat.
I do remember that. Is that Shadow and Flame? Is that his quest?
Yep.
Sounds like it.
That's one of his versions. There's a few different versions of him.
I think we travel to this one that lets you draw 2 cards.
Oh, for me? Sure. I'll definitely take it. Yeah.
That seems best. We've got a lot of questing to do, and we don't have...
Boom.
Lore and Spirit tend to be the ones that do the questing on the locations, right?
Yeah.
Which might be what we're a little short on. We'll get there.
Yeah, so that's perfect. Because I was struggling with card draw, but now I got 2 cards that's going to help me immensely. So that was great.
Nice. All right, and then we go to optional engagement. He is a 51, but we can pull him. Either way.
Yeah, if you want to do your shenanigans, go ahead.
I'm going to do shenanigans. He's going to ready. I'm going to draw a card. I've got so many shenanigans. I'm going to block. He will attack. Attacking enemy gets +1 for each goblin enemy engaged with me. So that's 1. So he's a 3, which gets blocked because Sam is a 3. And then I will ready Mary and I will take out that goblin sniper.
Nice. Yeah, bring some combat. No, I don't need combat.
Well, you know what's been happening is I've been playing those 3 original quests, and they're hard.
They are hard. Yep.
So, this deck, there's all these minions that have 10, 12, and 15 shadow, and they're so hard with this deck. Sure. They just eat me alive. So
sure, definitely.
All right, refresh phase, right?
You got it.
It's just so many resources. I now know why they printed 5s and 3s.
Is that a hero? Can't even tell. He's drawing money over there.
He's just rich.
Don't worry, I like playing Glowin. He's so fun with resources.
Oh, yes, every time he gets hit.
Yeah.
All right, and I drew another Halfling Determination. So this passes to me. I'm at 29 threat. I'm going to play Gleowine.
Oh, nice.
And I'm going to let you draw a card, or do I wait till the end of the round?
I normally wait just in case because sometimes the cards will say, hey, deal damage to exhausted characters, or maybe you need to block in a pinch and he's exhausted. So I normally wait.
All right. I guess I will play. Gosh. Do you need resources?
I mean, I won't say no, but I'm chugging along okay. So
all right. I still don't know what I would discard if I played this one. I'd like to go find Boromir or Gimli or somebody, you know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to play Gandalf yet.
Okay.
So I think I'm good.
Cool. I am going to play Armored Destrier. This card is amazing. Big fan of this one. Attached to a leadership or sentinel hero. So we attach this to Marty. Restricted. Response. After attached hero defends against an attack, exhaust Armored Destrier to ready the attached hero. Then discard a shadow card from another enemy engaged with the defending player. So let me give it shadow cards if I've got multiple guys on me. But the nice thing is I get to block and ready. So
yeah.
So this is the really nice thing about this. This is a nice combo because Marty, he's leadership, so attaches to him, so he gets +1 defense. But as long as I'm engaged with someone, he also gets the tactics icon, so he actually gets +1 attack. So he's really now a 4/4, effectively.
That's excellent.
So, okay, he is ready to go, and that is all I'm going to play this turn.
Yeah, this game almost has that engine build feel, right?
Yeah.
That some games have I'm getting more powerful and more powerful and more powerful the long I can delay, but then the shadow plays against you.
Right.
For that. All right. Questing, I'm in for 7.
Let's see. We only have. I'll send Aragorn for 5. So we're at our 12. And how much do we have out there right now? We've got 2. Is it 6?
It's 6. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
6. So we're up by 12 currently. Okay.
So technically with Sam, I could leave him, right? And then it's a quest action to commit him afterward.
You could. Yes.
So that card that said increase your threat by 1, he wouldn't have been committed, and then I would have done it afterward.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I guess in general, I will do that with him.
Sure. Fair enough.
But well, we won't worry about it too much. We seem to be doing okay. All right. So we get a Great Spider who's going to be a 37, but I believe you are above that mark now.
I am 39. Yep.
All right. And we get a Spider of Mirkwood who is only an 18. I can Slide. I'm gonna get rid of this discard pile. I don't think people need to see that. Slide everything over just a bit. All right, so that is a lot. That is 11. What were we?
We're at 12.
We are 12. So we're only +1 on this.
Just +1.
All right. So we
Getting
will add
close to
1 to
location.
that.
Yeah, getting to some location lock almost. So
Yeah. All right. So now we have these enemies. This one is probably for you to deal with. So while it's engaged with you, it gains +1 for each exhausted character you control. I definitely don't want that one. So I'm going to take this great
take
spider.
both if you want, but unless you're comfortable taking them, it's fine.
I'm fine.
Okay. So I'm taking these spiders of
Oh,
Mirkwood.
it will make me exhaust Gleowine,
That's fine.
but I don't think it's a big deal.
Okay.
And I draw a card, which is my shield. More pieces, and you're taking this one over there, right?
Yeah. Take
Okay.
the other one.
He attacks for 2 and has 2 defense and 4 health. I think you have the cards there.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, so then we get shadow cards. So I am going to block. He is a 3 and gets nothing. So I am blocked. Now it's you.
Block with Marty. And let's see, do I ready him right away? Yes, I exhaust this and he's ready. So blocked with him, he's got 4 defense.
Does he then get rid of this shadow card?
It's another creature loses a shadow card.
Okay, got it. And this does nothing. So he attacks you for 2 and you block for 4.
Yep.
I will swing with Mary and take this one out.
Nice. Swing with Marty, and he's got 6. I need a little bit more so I can have the bowman also contribute to that. So that's +2 to his 4 attacks. So it's 6 attack. I'll take him out. Excellent. So far, so good.
All right. I will ready and refresh. I think I'm going to do it now. So I'm going to exhaust these 2.
Okay.
And I am going to play and hope I find something. I am going to play Peace and Thought. And I will pay my 1 from here.
After attack, you ready. Thank you for COTR.
And then I will draw 5 cards. I got Gimli, right. I got Boromir and Legolas.
Ooh, nice, nice.
So they can both come out. All right, we ready up?
Yep.
The duck passes to you. I'm going to start putting it up here a little bit. Our board is getting fuller. And we gain resources. And I am out of resources.
That's a nice problem to have.
And it is all you.
Okay. So starting off, I'm going to spend 2 of these lower resources to lay down a Master of the Forge. So this is an ally 0011. Action. Exhaust him to search the top 5 cards of my deck for any 1 attachment and add to my hand. And shuffle my deck afterwards. So this is going to hopefully find those mounts for me. And he's also decent fodder. Thanks, COTR. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
good luck.
Thanks.
Okay. The other thing I'm going to do is kind of weird, but I'm going to do it because I like doing weird stuff. I am going to spend 1 of these resources to drop down a Song of Travel. And I'm going to put this on Pippin. And then I'm going to give Pippin the Hobbit Pony. So effectively, he's going to have +1 willpower.
Okay.
And he can quest later. So
perfect.
And that is it for me.
All right. I am going to spend 4 to play Legolas.
Excellent.
And then I don't know which card. I have Good Harvest. So that is the one where I can name a sphere and pay for cards with anything.
Yep.
I think that makes the most sense and save the one where I can pass to you, right?
Sure, if you want to.
All right. So I'm going to play Good Harvest and I can pay for tactics cards with anything. So I'm going to pay out of Sam's ridiculous coffers here to play Boromir and give him a Gondorian shield. And since he's now
nice.
Gondor, he now blocks for 5.
Excellent.
And then I think I'm just going to do it. So, I never increased my threat, but I'm going to play Gandalf.
Okay.
I think it's time.
It's probably time, yeah.
And I'm going to bounce back 5. I forgot to go up 1, so I'm going to go from 29 down to 25.
Okay.
That is that. Questing is you.
Okay, I will send just Aragorn for 5.
All right. And I'm going to do Gandalf.
Actually, I'll send Elfheim too. I'll send these 2. So I'll send 7. Go ahead.
And I will do all of these. In fact, I think you've got damage, right?
I have damage, yep.
All right. I think I'm just going to quest for the 2 of them so we can really power through here.
So how much total are you sending?
7, 11, 13.
13 plus my 7.
14.
14?
Yep.
Plus my 7, so we're at 21? Yeah, 21 to, how much is out there? You got 6?
6.
Yeah, that's way overkill. Okay. All right.
It's an Eves of Mirkwood
Okay.
and a spider. So that is 11.
11 to a 21 plus 10.
All right. So we add 3 to this and 7. I'm going to use this as a 5. So this is at 7 of 12. And this forest gate is gone.
Good.
And then we can travel. I'm going to travel to another forest gate so you can draw 2 more cards.
Oh, thank you.
Well, you choose, but I'm going to choose for us.
Okay. Oh, that's perfect.
And I had to use these hitches because I exhausted them at the end of the last round.
Yeah.
All right, that spider is yours because I don't have fanciness.
I got him. Send him my way.
All right, you ready for a shadow card?
Yep. I will exhaust. I'll of course ready him at the end of the combat. Go ahead.
All right. And he doesn't hit for anything. He just hits for 2.
Cool. 4 defense, and I've got 4 attack plus additional 2. That should do it for 6.
He's done.
Boom.
Nice.
Okay,
Awesome.
at the end of the combat, I'm going to exhaust Master of the Forge to look at the top 5 cards of my deck for any attachment. Add it to my hand and then shuffle my deck. Which I get no attachments. Great.
If this encounter deck runs out, we just reshuffle, correct?
Correct, but it depends on when it runs out.
Okay.
If you only reshuffle it during the quest staging phase. So there's a chance that if you are putting shadow cards out on enemies, you could run out of shadow cards and just sometimes won't have a card. So there is a time when that matters.
Got it. I do remember that now that you say it.
Yeah. That's the only kicker.
All right. I think that's it. We ready up?
You ready up? Yep.
And Gandalf goes away.
Wah, wah. It's worth it though.
Yeah.
I'm at 41 threat.
There you go.
I'll have to reset soon.
6, I'll draw. Oh, you can draw another card with Gleowine.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
I forgot in the last round. All right. It is me. So I just drew this one that gives me a tactics icon. What does tactics give me if I'm mounted?
Attack. Yep.
So I don't think I really need that, to tell the truth. So I'm going to play my Daron's runes.
Sure. Yep.
And draw 2. And then I get Ringmail and A-Rod. And I'm going to get rid of my Song of Battle because I don't need that.
A-Rod's going to be clutch right now.
Oh, actually, I'm going to get rid of Celebrian Stone because you have it.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that.
So then, it's not a problem. Yeah, that is one part of deck building, right? You got to be very specific on some of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I can attach this to a hero or to Legolas, which is interesting. Maybe I just put it on Legolas, huh?
Definitely.
So I'm going to attach this to Legolas. So now if he kills something, I can place a progress token on any location, which will help us to clear these out as we attack.
Is it when he kills something, or is it when he just can just do it? Oh no, I'm thinking of a different card.
When he destroys an enemy. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking of a different mount.
So I'm going to play that. I am going to put. Is this restricted? So I have 1, 2 restricted items now. So I guess the ring mail's going nowhere.
I mean, you can dump a restricted attachment too. It's fine.
Yeah.
Depends on what you want.
Pony's giving me 1+1 to defend, so that seems well. This does too, right?
+1 to attack. Yes. No, that's fast hitch. That's fast hitch.
Yeah.
So he's okay. It's only Sam that has the pony.
I'm gonna hold it. I'm good.
Okay.
Oh, you.
Okay. I am going to play Sword That Was Broken for 3 resources. This will be leadership resources. Attach here gains the leadership resource icon. So this is completely on Aragorn. So he has all the icons now. And if it's Aragorn, each character I control gets +1 willpower. Straight up.
Oh, there you go.
So it gives a willpower boost. And then I'm going to spend another leadership resource. And this will be the last restricted attachment I can have on him. And that's going to be Steed of the North. So attached to Dunedain, a ranger hero, restricted. This is going to go on Dunedain, Aragorn. After I engage an enemy, exhaust Steed of the North to ready attached hero. So I can now quest and attack or defend with Aragorn. So he'll be useful. Okay, that is all I'm going to do this turn.
All right, I am questing for 8. Unless we need 1, I could quest with Boromir, so I guess 9. I think I'm going to go with him. Actually, you know what? Gleowine will go. We don't need to draw cards at this point, right? Are you low?
Doesn't hurt, but yeah, you can send Gleowine. It's fine.
Well, I'll send Boromir, and you can have the card draw at the end.
Let's see. We don't need a ton, do we? Because we only can get 1 location cleared. So I'm sending 8.
Okay, so that's 17.
So it's 17, and how much we have out there right now? We have
6.
6.
But there's 4 here and 5 here, so it adds up quick.
It does add up. So hopefully we can get rid of some of that. Okay.
All right, mine is deal 2 damage to a character you control. Yikes.
Is it first player?
Nope.
So how about I take it?
Nope, because it's when revealed, right? I have to deal. It goes to me. It's my encounter card, or no?
No. It's unless it's
okay.
Peril, I believe is the keyword. Anybody can do it.
Okay, so the card isn't specifically mine and yours. It's just 2 cards.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
the U is anybody controls.
So anybody can take 2 damage, right? Is that what that says?
Yep.
Okay, I'll put on Elfheim because I can fully heal him very easily. So
perfect. And the second card is a Goblin Town Scavenger. When revealed, discard the top card of each player's deck. And he increases his threat level by the printed cost of all cards discarded this way.
Uh-oh.
I discarded a 1, so he's a +3.
+3, yep.
So that's 4, 10. And what was our total?
We're at 17.
All right, so 4 go here and 3 go here. So this is 2 short of where it needs to be.
Totally fine.
Then we can travel. Maybe we should do one that we can get rid of quickly. Oh no, we probably want to get rid of the 3 because Legolas could get rid of one of these.
What does A-Rod say again? Remind me.
When you kill something, which he's ranged, so I can participate with you. I add 1 progress to any location.
Any location, yeah. You could do staging area then. Yep.
So I'll just leave these in. Do we want to go to this abandoned camp?
Probably. I forget what it does.
After we travel there, I discard to see if I get an ally, which I'm not going to get, and then we have to put the top card of the deck into the staging area. But if it's an enemy, who cares, right? We can kill it.
Yeah, enemy would be good. Let's try it. Let's try it.
It is not an enemy, so it doesn't resolve.
What? Hold on. Maybe is it add it or reveal it?
It says discard the top card of the deck. If it's an enemy, add it to the staging area.
Gotcha. So
I didn't read it correctly.
Okay, we're good.
I processed it correctly, but I didn't read it correctly.
Cool. Okay.
All right. So I think this one's pretty much yours because I can't take it with the. I don't get anything from it.
Okay, fair enough. I will engage it.
He has 1 attack.
Just one attack. I will block with Marty.
Okay. And he doesn't add anything.
Okay, and then
I would like to participate with you. Is that how ranged works?
exactly. I was going to suggest it. Perfect. Let's attack. I've got 4. What do you have?
3.
Okay, is that enough?
He's quite dead. He had 3 health and no armor.
Oh
So
yeah.
then when I do that, I can add a progress to a location so we can start to clear this one out.
I like it.
And you can draw a card because of Glaiwine.
Okay. I'm also going to use some healing to heal Marty. And then I'm going to do Master of the Forge again.
So we just have a few people left here watching. There were people in the beginning, I'm sure, getting late on a Sunday night. People have to head off to bed, which is totally fine. But if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. We're actually getting pretty close because once we get to the last one, it's usually they get a lot faster, I find, as you get more control.
Correct. Yeah.
So as much as it feels like we're not even 2/3 of the way through, we're probably really more like 80-85% of the way through.
We're pretty close. Okay, I'm at 42 threats.
I'm at 27. Is the point of yours to just reset around 49?
Yeah, basically. I also have a card that lets you reset as well.
Nice. All right. I did get a side quest, but I don't think I need it. So how does side quests work? I know I put it into play. Can I opt to put tokens here, or do they have to go here, then they can go here or here?
Yep, so you pay for it just like normal. And then during the quest phase, you choose what you want to be the active quest. Then that becomes the quest you put on. So for example, if we choose that one, we would have to go through the location first, and then the leftovers would go onto the side quest. And then when you clear the side quest, then cool things happen. Now, if you clear the side quest and you have leftover stuff, it does not go on the main quest.
Got it. So it kind of slows you down a turn, which we definitely don't want here.
It does.
So we're good.
Okay.
All right. Is it you or me? I don't remember who's first player.
Might be me, but I think I'm going to be boring and not do anything this turn. So it's your turn.
Yeah, I mean, all I have is Elrond. The reason I would put him in is to quest. Do we need it? I don't think we need it at this point.
We're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty
good. I think we'll save him for the last push.
Yeah.
I am going to be as boring as you.
Okay, fair enough.
All right. And you can commit to the quest?
Yep. I'm going to send my 8.
I will also send 8, so that's 16.
Excellent. And we have 4 out there. Cool.
So, yeah, 4. So then the deck runs out. Since we need an extra card, I reshuffle because it's during the quest phase, correct?
Exactly right.
So basically, you wouldn't reset outside of the quest phase or reshuffle, but you would reshuffle anytime during the quest phase.
That's correct.
Perfect. All right, we get each enemy in each location gets +1. Not a big deal.
Yep.
And deal 2 damage to a character you control.
I can take it.
I can also put on Boromir if you can't.
Nope, I got space.
All right.
Okay.
So that is 6 to our 16.
Correct. +10.
Right. So this is done. I forgot to search for an ally. But we're just going to let that be because I forgot. So that's going to be 3 there and 7 here, which is going to complete this quest.
Woo-hoo.
And we are on to the 3rd stage, the rear guard. When revealed, the first player adds the set-aside goblin troop to the staging area. Each other player searches the deck and discard pile for a goblin enemy and adds it to the staging area. We don't have any in the discard pile. It has to be a goblin.
Yeah.
So
Could be the sniper. Could be. I'm thinking we'll do the runner because the surge would not happen.
All right, so we'll put a runner out.
And get the nasty troop guy.
Yeah. All right, so that is going to complete that. And then we flip this over, and it says the goblins are aware of your pursuit and form a rear guard to confront you while the others retreat to their secret hideaway. You must defeat this troop before you can continue your chase. This stage cannot be defeated while goblin troop is in play. When this stage is defeated, the heroes discover the trail to the goblin's secret lair, and the players win the game. And there's only 6 on that one.
Yep. Okay.
So once we eliminate that one, we'll be in good shape.
Yeah, he's nasty though. 3 defense, 6 health. He's a tough one.
All right. So it is up. We can travel, which I guess makes sense, right?
Do we want to?
I mean, it's a 2 here and it's a 2 here, so it doesn't matter, correct?
That's true. I forget the effect.
We can't cancel encounter card effects.
Okay. That's okay.
I think we're all right.
That's okay.
If you could take the runner, I can take the troop.
Sure.
So the runner is yours.
Okay.
And I will completely disprove what I told you earlier, which is I need damage because I am about to slaughter that thing with Mary.
I also will use Rohirrim. Not Rohirrim. What's his horse name? I forget his horse name. Yeah, Rohirrim to exhaust Aragorn and kill that runner right away.
Okay.
So I can ready him from the steed and then use his other horse to take him out.
So if I'm correct, you would not get a shadow card then, right?
You're correct.
So this shadow card would be here.
Yep.
So I'm going to block, and Sam is 1, 2 for readying, 3 for the pony, 4, 5 for the shield. So he's blocking 5.
That's amazing.
And there's nothing on the encounter, which is a shame. I was hoping it would increase because I have double halfling determination. Then I will ready Mary, and Mary will swing for 3, 4, 5. Legolas will join him 6, 7, 8. And I will also play an unseen strike. So this gets +3 if his engagement is higher than my threat. And it is 38 to 27. So Mary swings for 8 and Legolas for 3. That's 11.
Boom.
And he doesn't have victory, so he does go to the regular spot. And then he actually readies Legolas, which doesn't matter here. Legolas killed something, so he adds 1 here, which clears the Eaves of Mirkwood. And I feel like we're pretty much in the clear at this point.
I think so too. I think so too.
So you can draw a card with Gleowine.
Okay. And I'm going to heal Elfam just because I can. Also look at my top 5. Just in case there's something we need, but I don't think it's going to matter.
Yeah, we are quite built. It is true. Thank you, Brombe and DR, for hanging with us. All right. Draw a card. I did that a little bit out of order. I apologize. I should have readied and increased my threat and then gone to the refresh or the resource phase. But I think we're pretty much set. So
yeah, because we just have to quest through it, right?
What?
We just have to quest through?
We just have to quest through. So
yeah.
All right, I'm going to go first. I'm going to play Elrond. And
Perfect
when he
time.
comes into play, each player draws a card.
Okay.
And then I am going to be done.
Okay.
I'm going to put this side quest out. No, it's a joke. Sorry.
Let's do the side quest. No.
It's like Skyrim. There's 30 side quests we got to go on.
Exactly. For 3 leadership resource, I'm going to lay down this Honor guy. And honestly, he's just going to be questing. So I don't really care about anything else on his stat line. Okay. I am good.
All right. I'm questing with everybody. So 5, 6.
I am as well.
9, 11, 14 from me.
I'll keep him back, actually, just in case. All right, everyone else. So you have how much? 14?
Yep.
16 for me. So we're
So
at
30,
30.
and the thing is 0.
Yep.
I think we're good here. So there are some quests where you'd have to be careful because it might say like deal a damage to every character
Right.
or add a
Right.
threat like we got. So there's some things to watch for. But all right, Doomed 1. So there it is. Each player has to choose to add 1 threat or discard a questing character you control.
That's okay.
So I will actually just get rid of Gleowine.
I will also get rid of my master. Yeah, Master of the Forge.
And we also got Doomed 1. So you have to increase your threat by 1.
Yep. And then technically the threat drops by 1 for me. How much does it drop for you?
What
Gleowine
happens?
How much willpower does Gleowine contribute?
Oh, 1.
Okay. So 1 each.
Yep.
28.
And then we get a spider who is 2, and we quest for plenty.
We have 28 to 2.
I'll do 2 halfling determinations.
Just because you can.
The only reason I wanted to show this off is that you can play actions after that part of the quest is figured out.
That's correct.
So you can hold these back and decide, I need 2 more attack, I need 2 more defense, I need 2 more. So that's just one of the key parts of the game, and I never got to show it off. So
For sure.
but yeah, we quest right through the Eaves of Mirkwood and through the rear guard for the win.
Awesome.
This one in Champions, I always like flip the dial, but this one doesn't seem to have that same kind of. There's more of like a respect. Like we survived.
We survived.
Maybe it's like a sweeping hands.
No, I was getting close there. That 44 threat, so not sure how I'll eventually have to reset, but we had a little more time. So
There you go. So that is Lord of the Rings LCG. Yeah, it just has like a classic feel, right?
yeah. Yeah.
Like I don't know how to explain that, but it feels like a quest. It feels like an adventure. I don't think there's as much story as Arkham.
Correct. That's correct.
But you're telling the tale of that journey, right? Like you see how people are picking up things and allies, and you're building a fellowship, and whatnot. DR says they just got their scenario pack from their local store today. Awesome. Yeah, check that out. And also there's those starter decks, which are really neat. I think there's one for Riders of Rohan. Is that anything similar to what you were playing?
No, this is a Dunedain deck, so it's different.
Okay.
It's all about engagement. Rohan is more about bouncing, I guess to say.
Gotcha.
So,
I remember doing that with the Eagles.
Oh yeah, the Eagles bounce. I'd say. Oh yeah, I guess they're good with mounts. There's a couple ways they can do it. Yeah, I like the Riders quite a bit, but they could use a little more support for their side, I would say. But they're still fun.
The Riders of Rohan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brombe says thematically and mechanically it works so well. I do agree. I will say, so I had a friend, the Literary Gamers, you can check out their channel, Matt and Jen over there, and Matt has been playing through with the decks that come in that revised core, which are just kind of single sphere.
Mm-hmm.
And they beat the first quest, but they have no shot against Journey to Anduin. But I guess in the back of the book, it explains how to put together like multi-sphere decks.
Yeah, I think that's what I want to do too. I think the first one is a pretty easy quest. You can, it's get through it. The Journey to Anduin is really well designed in the sense that it teaches you the importance of threat and how you can mitigate it. There's a couple of solutions to that one that are fun to explore, but it does definitely force you to explore something else or different approaches to it. And then the third one is super challenging. Put it that way.
Now, people also said if you play the campaign, they smoothed it out a little. They tended to give you boons that were a little better than the burdens that go in.
Sure.
So it helps you out there. So that are the options for people who are jumping in there. And then you can play through to this one, which would have been interesting because I don't know if you've seen the campaign cards for this. We each get one for a hero that would give us another icon, which would have been amazing with your deck.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
Because we would have gotten additional icons, and then our heroes would have gotten 2 upgrades from
global boost,
2 bonuses.
Yeah,
and then they have a once per campaign ability, so you can discard them to gain it, which we wouldn't,
right?
Because we'd be gaining that. So I want to try that campaign at some point. I don't know. Maybe I'll pick up a revised core just to do it, or I don't know. It feels weird when I already own all the cards. I think I bought 3 of the sets originally. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm
So
the same boat. I have 3 cores. I'm like, I want the printed cards, but I don't want all those cards I already have. So I'm the same way.
yeah, I don't necessarily mind printing cards, like a whole print and play
Yeah.
game as much, but cards are pretty easy to grab sleeves
Right.
and throw an old Magic the Gathering card in and pop the paper in there.
Exactly.
So I may do that at some point, and even for quest cards, it can be simpler than that. So
Yeah, Bromley mentioned about hiding from the hill troll until he's built for him, which is a very good option for that one, for that question specifically.
yeah, and I really like that with the Hobbit deck, but the problem is there's so many 10 and 12 and 15 threat minions in that one that attack for 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Like if they attack for 1, I feel like my hobbits could take the hit sometime, but they can't take the hit. And then there's the Brown Lands comes out and it has 5 threat on it.
Mm-hmm. It has
so when you're questing and you're like, I quest for 7 and they add 5, you're like, I had 1.
That's a nasty card for sure. Yeah.
So yeah, you need some things, but you learn your way through it and whatnot. I eventually was able to put together. I went back and found all the core cards, and I built 2 decks, and I was able to beat it. But yeah, people said the campaign helps, and they said that building the decks. I guess there's built decks in the back of the revised core rulebook. So you can use those decks, and then, or you could go get those starter decks that exist now, which is exactly what I would do
for sure,
to not have to worry about building. So
yeah, it's awesome. Tricky when you deal with the hobbits that way. Spirit Mary is really good. I don't know if you've seen that card, but unfortunately, you're not playing with Tactics Mary. But Spirit Mary will let you drop your threat, so it's really good that you can exhaust when an enemy's revealed, and whatever the threat is, you drop your threat by that amount. So
that's an action. Does he exhaust to do it?
He does exhaust to do it, but you can use, of course, the fast hitch, and then you also can drop the Hobbit Pony on him to quest after the fact. So that's why Hobbit Pony is in the game. It's really for Spirit Mary.
So that actually would have complemented your deck better, because I didn't need Mary. You could have killed all that stuff.
Yeah, I could have. We could possibly,
right?
Yeah.
And so I would have been a little bit better at controlling. Well, I guess. I mean, it would keep my threat lower, which just means there's less enemies.
Right.
It was working fine. We don't need to figure out how to fix it was working.
No, I just mentioned it for like the core set, because talking about the threats are so low in that one. That card specifically will bring your threat low enough where you would be able to trigger those abilities.
Thank you. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's the kicker with the hobbits, right? You really need to get your threat low. They like to be sneaky.
Yeah.
Which is thematic, right?
Which is another part of the game, right? You can play with 1 and 2 heroes, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so there's that, and then there's a whole secrecy mechanic.
Yeah, secrecy is if you're below 20 threat, your cards cost less, which is awesome.
Yeah, well, only cards that say secrecy, correct?
Correct, yeah. Exactly.
But that was neat. Like, that's just a cool thing that they built in. So as far as I heard, like, I'm trying to even remember. I remember the first cycle was rough, like, because they really tried to explore, and there's a lot of different things. Is it Rose Gabelle where you have to heal the eagle? And
that's correct.
If you can't, so you have to put healing in your deck. Like, there's just no other way.
Correct.
So there's quests that are like that where you really have to do specific things.
Mm-hmm.
But it did feel like after a little while it evened out a little bit, and it wasn't so much where every quest needed a specific deck.
Right.
There were certain quests that needed them, but it was like more they built where you could bring kind of your favorite deck and play against things.
Generally, that's true across the board, but like Rose Gabelle specifically, that one is one of the exceptions for sure.
Yeah.
Because you definitely need healing for that one. No question about it. But yeah, generally you can bring other stuff. Now, it definitely makes the game easier if you deck tech. Deck tech meaning you build a deck specifically for that quest.
Sure.
But oftentimes I found that most of the time I can get through without deck teching at all. Usually what I do is I will build a deck, and throughout the cycle, I'll just tweak it as I'm playing. But I'll still play the same deck until I get tired of it. Normally it's around 3 or 4 plays, and I'll switch the deck out completely for something different I want to try. But yeah, there have been some instances where I brought a deck, and the encounter deck is specifically designed to smash that deck in its face when I'm playing. Like, oh crap, this doesn't work at all. Oh well. So.
Yeah. I believe too the campaign is friendly in terms of if you lose one, you just start that one over, correct?
It depends on what you're playing. If you're playing with There's a couple ways you can play the campaign, but one of them is you can actually lose heroes. But you won't be able to get them back.
Right.
But yes, you can change your deck between the sessions. So,
and you can play a whole new deck, like new heroes, correct?
correct, I believe. I'll double check. It's been a while since I played the campaign.
Yeah, it depends on which one. I know the first campaign was when they started doing the actual, like they did the Hobbit and then the Lord of the Rings story, right?
Right.
They went through the novels and then they went back to put campaigns in other things.
Right.
So it's changed a little bit over time.
Right.
Awesome. Well, we did the Oath, and the other one in here, I don't remember the name of it.
I have it right here. I think it's the Caves of Nimbindum.
Excellent. So, Steve, hopefully you will join me sometime in the future. We don't have a date as of now. We have to figure out our schedules, but will you join me again to do that one?
I would love to join you.
Awesome. And maybe I'll play a different deck just so people can see other decks.
Sure, of course.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much. If anybody has anything in the chat, if you have any questions, if you're live here, go ahead and ask us. If you don't, but you're watching this afterward, thanks so much for watching. Go ahead and give it a thumbs up on the video. That would help us a whole bunch, or perhaps subscribe to the channel. If you would, that would be great as well. But if you have any questions and you want to put them in the comments down below, I'm pretty good at checking every 24 hours or so, and I will try to respond to on any of those that I can answer. Steve, tell people again where they can find you.
Yeah, I'm over at One Stop Co-op Shop. If you want to see me specifically, I'm often on the One Stop Co-op Shop streamed YouTube channel. We also have a Discord. I'm very active on Discord. So if you have any questions, find me on Discord. I'm on a lot of servers, but I run the One Stop Co-op Shop server, so you can definitely find me there, but I'm on other ones as well. Just come say hi. So it'd be fun.
Awesome. All right. Thanks so much, everybody. Until next time, I'm the Brandt, and I hope you step into the portal. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Have a good night.
All right. We are clear.
Nice job.